Hi everybody, this week on Beasts of War we are going beyond Operation Icestorm and Operation Red Veil as we look at the expansion sets for both of these two-player starter sets for Infinity. Plus we have some amazing prizes up for grabs. First up we have the Operation Icestorm two-player starter set combined with the N3 rule set to get you and a mate started in the game. On top of that we also have another two-player starter set for Operation Red Veil, again bundled with the N3 rule set. As if that wasn't enough, we also have 3 copies of the Human Sphere N3 Rulebook set to give away. Get your comments in on any of the Infinity content this week on Beasts of War, Facebook or YouTube for your chance to win. Winners will be announced in an upcoming weekender, so stay tuned and enjoy the week. Hi everybody, welcome back to another Infinity Week video here on Beasts of War. I'm of course joined by Killian and Carlos, and today we're having a talk about the design of the new characters in Infinity. So, Carlos, as always, you've brought along some beautiful dossiers that the guys at Corvus Belli have been working on to actually show us some of the artwork. So, shall we jump straight into it and actually start having a look at some of the characters, yeah?
Yeah, why not? It's what people want.
Of course. They want to see the beautiful stuff, yeah? Mm-hmm. Alright, first thing first, my favourite of the set. This is the Swiss Guard. Yes. So, who is this guy?
So, do you know?
No, you do.
Okay, as a Pano guy, I know all about Swiss Guard. So, Swiss Guard are one of the elite Pano units. These, in game terms, are heavy infantry with TO camo. So, they're very good, high ballistic skill, excellent elite troops. They're servants of the church. So, just like the modern day Swiss Guard guard the Pope, the Swiss Guard in the future, they also guard the Neo-Vatican. So, like they're the highest of the high.
I see.
Heavily armored as well, high BTS. And a great selection of weapons. These guys are your big heavy hitters. If you play Neo Terra as a faction, you want to take a Swiss Guard, and the missile launcher Swiss Guard is amongst the most dangerous things you can field. It's nasty.
Well, hang on, I'm seeing missile launcher here, but he's also got a good loadout of other weapons. So Carlos, what else does he have here?
Well, the weapon that he has in the Beyond Icestorm box is the HMG. Yeah. Anyway, this guy is a huge, expensive troop in points costs, but elite, totally over the top guy. When making the design, Carlos Torres, the main designer from Corvus Belli, wanted to redesign the Swiss Guard according to the base of all Pano high infantries, heavy infantries that the Orc design has. So it's like trying to keep on the consistency on all the Pano heavy infantries.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, apart from that, the Swiss Guard is a teacher's pet in Corvus Belli. We love it. So extra effort is always well invested, especially in heavy infantry, which are the most spectacular figures of the range.
Of course.
And this was obviously going to be the super Pano figure from the box. So it was made with love and attention to detail during all the process. For example,
I'm sure all your minis get that, but this guy, if it's one that's particularly loved,
you notice, for example, the posing, the sword that it has. There are certain excessive love to this Pano troop.
I can live with that, and I'm sure every Pano player out there can live with that.
Yeah, this is a gorgeous mini. This is going to feature proudly in our collection, and it's a great unit.
And I'm guessing he's just going to be a monster whenever he hits the tabletop.
Oh yeah, the Swiss Guard is never not a monster. Swiss Guard is always good.
Nice. All right, let's move along to the next. More Pano. So who do we have?
Yes.
The Camo?
The Kamau is a troop from the Beruna Immediate Intervention Division, which is a sectorial army that at some point will arrive. Wait for it. These are considered like Navy SEALs in Infinity Universe. These are like the kind of troops that will dive and emerge from the sea and climb to an oil rig. We're constantly figuring out those situations.
I did kind of get that aquatic feel from the mask with like the little breather parts on the side there. Very, very cool.
Yeah, the colour scheme is much more sort of, it's all blue and indigo tones. Also, it's got the vests and everything on it too.
Yeah, also this scheme, this colour scheme and this design, plus the one from the Krogman, which was redesigned like a year ago, and also with an extra attention to the Orc design, are like the 3 Beruna designs that are generating the first seed of what is going to be the Beruna Division Force line of design, in terms of colors and in terms of what we want the miniatures to to kind of give that feeling of neoprene clothing. Okay, for example, like they are scuba divers, or they're like troops that you will see always under heavy rain. Many different stuff. The cutter is also a tag that belongs to that sectoral army and also has that theme going on.
Yeah.
So we get rid of some elements that I did like. Remember the old come out that on the backpack had like some kind of aquatic propulsor.
There's an
or
actual
something
propulsor that had a little fin, like a power unit on the back, because it was like an aquajet on the back.
Yeah, but I like that, and I think that we should not get rid of those elements, at least in all the designs. Maybe it's more appropriate for some other profile that will come later, like the Eco Bravo or something like that.
Oh, there's a hint for what's coming in the future.
Did we just get it up?
Yeah. No, stuff. Very promising sectoral army, and I think that right now Corvus Belli generates a new generation of miniatures, and it's lovely to bring a new sectoral army when we already have reached this level of sculpture. So when we deliver Beruna, for example, all Beruna will be lovely, like US Ariadna. A few minutes ago I was talking about that we are so happy with the US Ariadna range because everything was born in the standard of 2014 miniatures, which was the higher standard. So when a new sectoral army is bring into the range and is born with the level that we have today, it's going to look beautiful.
Yeah, I think the Beruna Sectorial, when it comes out, is going to look amazing. And with this colour scheme is going to feature across their hair range. I'm going to have to repaint my cutter now. I have to repaint my cutter in that scheme.
Now you see, this is the one thing I always love. The guys at Corvus Belli are always pushing the envelope of what they can do with the sculpts, to actually bring cooler, more dynamic miniatures and stuff. So everything new that comes out of you guys always is a step up on what you've done before. So, keep up the great work. All right, next up.
Thank you.
It's nice to be nice. Oh, hello. We have a Neoterra Bolt.
Yeah, that's a Neoterra Bolt, like Tabitha Lions, as you know. That's a classic Neoterra design that we brought also to the Beyond Icestorm box.
Yes.
So we have something from Beruna, something from Neoterra. This was like a paramedic, which was also a little rule that we wanted to include in the selection of skills and abilities that we wanted to have in the box. So female figure to balance, the toxic masculinity of the other two male figures.
This is the thing. The Neoterra Bolt females always have a really, really nice look to them. They're not over the top. This feels like a fully fledged soldier,
Yes, in fact, one of the Neoterra bolts was the Cosplay exclusive model a few years ago, and that was a very nice bolt model as well.
Yeah, that was the Tabitha Lions one that
that's
you guys
the one.
Yeah, that's something that was, in terms of the months that takes to make a miniature, was almost like totally improvised. It was a last minute decision. Last minute in the terms of making stuff, which is not last minute, it takes months, but it was an impulsive decision. So the same as this bold model. I mean, let's have a female paramedic with the other two killing machines that they are.
Yeah. Well, hang on. I'm sure that once you get this one down onto the tabletop, I'm seeing what all weapons do we have. We have a Spitfire?
Yeah.
Okay, that could hurt. Boarding shotgun, always a good time in a can. Combi rifles are great, and multi-sniper rifles, never a bad
Something
shot.
that people especially likes from the bolts is the combi rifle plus like shotgun.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Because it's like the standard loadout, and especially with the N3 rules, that suddenly mean a lot. Those miniatures were released before N3, so people saw the light shotgun with the combi rifle and say, well, that's totally unnecessary. And then the N3 rules came in, and they suddenly realized that was important.
Plus 6 at close range from the shotgun, people don't expect it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's really good.
We did expect it. We knew what we were doing years ago, but it took time for people to realize how valuable it was.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to Nomad. This is one of the factions that I love. So who is this?
Yes, this is one of the superstars of these boxes. This is totally new and belongs to a new sectoral army. So there's a lot to be said here. This is the Chrysaborax, which is the super heavy infantry Silhouette 5 of the Tunguska Jurisdictional Command. That is totally new stuff. And expect the new Salamander also to look like this a little bit, Yeah!
New Salamander?
Yeah!
Nice.
Crazy stuff. Of course, this is meant to be a rock with super heavy weapons and some new rules even to make him more menacing. And this is meant to be, a massive guy.
Yeah, so basically this is the bulwark of the Nomads. He'd just stand there and take it all day long.
Exactly. There's something I really like about this design, is that you see those cables coming out, the dreadlocks and that front face mask. One of the first designs for the Nomad troops was the Mobile Brigada, and it had very much that look. With the dreadlocks going at the back. So this is like almost an update, but they've taken it and put it in like a bigger, heavier model.
Cool.
So it's a good callback. I like it.
If you pay attention to details, you will recognize elements also from the Taskmaster there, from the Mobile Brigada, from the old and the new Mobile Brigada.
Definitely.
Which works for us because it's consistent with the Nomad range.
Fantastic. All right, next in the lineup we have a female intruder.
Yeah, we already have a male design for the intruder, but we wanted a female for the box, so we have at some point to make the female intruder, and this one will have the sniper loadout, and the sniper intruder is an especially gifted figure in the game. Has camouflage, has multi-spectral visor level 2, and has X-visor.
Nice.
So those kind of figures that stays at some point in the table and has a ton of attention. And when a miniature is having so much attention, you have to deliver a lovely miniature because it's a presence on the table during the whole battle that is constantly, you're looking at that constantly.
Yeah, I like this. It's got a slightly redesigned visor for the intruder with that. So the optics thing on it to make it look like a proper sniper, but it looks really good. I mean, it's an excellent model, an excellent profile.
Something that I like from, at some point we have to make all this concept artwork, but it's a good investment. Having, because we have some of these designs were almost done, but not really finished, and having them in the Beyond boxes was like an excuse to, okay, let's put some effort into this, because having good designs and updated dossiers and everything with attention to detail is healthy. It's healthy in a way that you are pulling out miniatures from those dossiers. They are setting up the line of design for future coming troops. So caring about for example, show the next one. It's the Hellcat, right?
Yeah. We have Hellcat here.
Yeah, we have an unfinished Hellcat design with different boots than the final miniature, so we have to put some effort into this design because it was not really finished, and the colors were different from the rest of the range for some reason, for some Photoshop thing going on. So it was so satisfying to being able to put some extra effort into that, because Hellcats are important and they deserve to have a very good design. Concept design are the initial seed of every miniature, and putting effort into those is a good investment always. And to make the back view and to make the female version.
Of course.
That kind of stuff is always a good way to go, really. And sometimes we don't have enough time for everything, but hey, let's put effort into this. Why? Because it's going to the Beyond boxes. Okay, that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love the look of this Hellcat. He does feel like an insertion troop, a jump trooper, because you've got the flight pack on the back of him just to actually stop him from going splat when he hits the ground. But there's a great weapon loadout here as well, because boarding shotgun, Spitfire, SMG, or HMG, not SMG. What am I thinking SMG for?
Submachine gun, yeah.
Sorry. It's beautiful, beautiful piece. Okay, so that is the Beyond Icestorm set.
Yeah, Nomads and Pano, correct.
So nice additions, good flexible add-ons to those forces for anyone that's
just
picked
example,
up that set.
giving the Hellcat means that both Pano and Nomads now have a drop troop. So that expands so that there's slightly more equal, because only Pano got the drop troop in the original. So.
Oh yeah, you mean the Callis from the Operation Icestorm, yes.
Cool. All right, now let's move on to Red Veil.
Yes.
Because you have to go beyond Red Veil as well.
Of course, Operation Red Veil was a huge success. I think that it's even better, slightly better than Operation Icestorm in certain minor details that I can see.
All right, so our first character here, who is this?
This is Tariq Mansouri. This is a hero, a character from Haqqislam. This is a very manly guy that behaves bravely on the battlefield. He can be demolishing. You can use him as an aggressive lieutenant, for example, and he's meant to be the Captain America of Haqqislam, really, something like that.
Okay.
It's an oversized and overpowered Kawarij, which is a true profile, classic true profile from Haqqislam that was already in Red Veil. Kawarij means red turban, and these guys belong to the Rama Task Force, which is another of those sectoral armies that are yet to be fully delivered to the Infinity player base. They are genetically enhanced super soldiers. Wow, that sounds familiar, right?
A little bit.
And he can perform as well as all the Kawaris like super jumps, which can be useful in certain boards, for example.
It's a beautiful design. It's got a high tech but also a low tech feel to it, if that makes sense. You know, there's a bit of rough and readiness about it, which I really, really like.
Also, the guys from Luxumbra made a lovely bust of this particular hero.
Yeah, it's amazing. It looks really good.
Beautiful. All right, next character. We have the Haqqislam Rajik.
Yeah, and the female version of the Haqqislam Rajik. This lovely female from the Haqqislam will have the boarding shotgun in the Beyond Red Veil box. Something that the Haqqislam Rajik has is the dog skill, which is especially useful for a paratrooper because allows her to have that extra.
Yeah, if there's one thing that paratroopers do is they go down quickly. Sometimes when they land on the board, because she's dogged, she can keep going until the end of the turn. So yeah, it's very handy for a trooper like this, especially if they have a weapon like a boarding shotgun. Getting up close, that's very good.
Yeah, just power through all the damage you're taking.
Definitely.
There's also some in the final posing. The figure has a very lovely posing, like taking line on the ground, and is very feminine. Also has the shotgun. We were talking about shotguns a few moments ago. Those are demolishing. So works wonderfully for us.
And again, another troop that balances out the box, because in the Beyond Red Veil,
give us Tiger Soldier.
Yes. So now Haqqislam get the Rajik, so another balancing out one.
Nice one. Then on top of that, for Haqqislam, we get the Fidei.
Yes.
Yeah. The first figure for Haqqislam Emer Maith back in 2005 was the Haqqislam Fidei. People were already looking at photos of that figure without knowing how that did it go in the game. Opening the game to the impersonation rules back in 2005, 2006 was impressive, because this is the guy who disguises himself, impersonates an enemy troop, so confusing the enemy. It's a super fun unit to use, brings a lot of chaos and havoc and distraction to the enemy. One of those figures that has a lot of attention when it's being used on the board. Makes a lot of sense for us to have it in the Beyond boxes, because brings that new rule, impersonation, which is classic rule for veterans, but you know, beginners is a good way
it gives you a good way to introduce it to
it. Shows off one of the strengths of Haqqislam as well, that they get those impersonators, and Fidei is amongst the best. Really good. And
you will see Fideis both in Assassin Baram and also in generic Haqqislam 90% of the time.
Yeah, nearly everybody's first pick as a model is Assassin Fidei.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
they're that good.
You can risk to infiltrate him, to have him even in the enemy deployment zone. Even if you are not having the first turn, having that guy in the enemy deployment zone will make him spend orders, because he cannot tolerate to have that enemy so close.
Yeah, it just makes him a really, really big threat that then your opponent's having to burn the orders to get rid of.
Exactly. He's also a lieutenant killer, so right away, start the game, you can kill the enemy lieutenant.
If you can guess who it is.
If you can guess who it is, yeah. And then that means that for basically their next turn, they're already in a bad position.
Yeah.
A totally focus point of stress for the enemy since turn one. I mean, means something.
All right, well, got to see that happen at some point on your tabletop, I will say that. All right, let's move on to Yu Jing, Carlos's favorite faction. So, hold on to your hats, this is going to take a minute. So first up, who do we have?
For Imperial Service, the Sanjing Imperial Agent, which is a very complete true profile from Human Sphere. This came in Human Sphere. Or in N3, I haven't serious thoughts about it. Okay, very complete true profile. For making fire teams in Imperial Service. The one that comes in Beyond Red Veil is the one that is holding the breaker rifle, and that is meaningful because it's the one that can be forward observer, so he can be a specialist with no extra cost. And we know that people uses that option very much, and also the hacker option of the Sanjing Imperial Agents, because now we have this tool that allows us to know which are the most used
most
weapon and
used
equipment slots from the game.
Yes.
So it was interesting to deliver that option in the Beyond box.
Nice.
Very solid troop. Definitely, if you play Imperial Service, you're taking at least one of these guys nearly all the time.
Right. I do have one question. What is a Nimbus grenade?
Nimbus grenades create a zone that is saturation zone, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
It's not something that as opaque, as dark as a smoke, but creates a difficulty. Some people hate it, some people find it especially useful with missile launchers around it.
So Nimbus grenades basically block shots. They don't quite block line of sight, but it means that weapons can't fire as many times through them. So you can really cut down the power of limited ammo weapons with them.
I see.
So a missile launcher will always shoot one missile.
But they can really, like for example, the sniper can really hurt a sniper because they gain 2 shots.
But if you put a Nimbus grenade in middle of the fight, high burst will be reduced while you keep on shooting the same missile.
Got it. Oh, that's something useful. Maybe something to look at if you're a Yu Jing player out there.
Good piece of kit.
All right. Next up, Dao Fei.
Dao Fei, this is one of the privileges of Yu Jing. Totally.
Here we go.
Yeah, no, totally. It's something. Yu Jing was always been mentioned as the heavy infantry faction, and many people complain about that because they see a lot of heavy infantry also in Pano. But some heavy infantries are, in Yu Jing are brilliant, are privileges totally.
Yes.
This guy is a heavy infantry, has camouflage and has infiltration skills. So that makes him especially devastating. As the Haqqislam, which is slightly better than the Swiss Guard for certain equipment options and having more variety in the battlefield. So this is one of those super standard Yu Jing troops, the guy who will carry the white banner at some point. And makes a lot of sense for us. Everybody was expecting for us to redesign this guy, and we took the chance for Beyond Red Veil to make it.
Dao Fei are really good. So normally you have infiltrators who have camouflage, but they're very light troops. They're the likes of ninjas or they're the likes of guys who just can't take a hit. The Dao Fei can take a hit and give one back. He's very good.
In terms of design, Carlos Torres took the chance to include some to get the essential Yu Jing heavy armor and include all those clothing over it because of the camouflage rule that is related to this troop, and also to make something different because the previous Dao Fei was just like another heavy infantry with plates and it was painted with camouflage. Now this goes better with the theme of the troop.
It's interesting to see cloth mixed in with the hard lines of heavy armor. So it's a very, very cool idea, and I'm sure it's going to come out beautifully in the miniature.
Apart from that, Carlos Torres lately, in terms of design, is applying patterns. Patterns that are also applied to the miniature as a 3D texture.
Oh, they're sculpted in?
Yes, so you will see this little texture and those parts of the clothing applied to the miniature.
That's a nice touch.
And it's going to happen more because now he's making more Yu Jing designs, stuff that you are not going to see yet. But he's getting used to make the racks, make the clothes more interesting, applying textures to them. If you take attention, for example, to the Outrage miniatures from the box, the bad guy Jethro, who has also a camouflage cape, in the inner side of the cape has a very interesting texture. And those extra details for painters, for people who like to enjoy that kind of texture, is something special.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really
so
nice
makes big surfaces of clothing more interesting.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes. Definitely a good idea. Okay, the last one for the Yu Jing here. Gulan Skirmisher.
Yeah, the female version. The female version of the Gulan Skirmisher. The Gulan is we love the Gulans in Yu Jing because they are a very optimized troop that has lovely equipment, lovely loadouts, always makes the job, is essentially better than the rest of the skirmishers of many armies, but without being super expensive on the other side. Also, the combination between Dao Fei and Gulan is a classic from Infinity, having the two camo skirmisher infiltrators and playing who is who, because you can see camo markers, but what is that going to be?
There's so many things that make them useful. So they've also got multispectral visor level 1, so they're good at hunting other camo troops as well. They themselves can be camouflaged, which is good. They've got mines, sniper rifles. they're an excellent. They're just an excellent all-round unit. I can't find anything wrong about them, and the design is great as well. That cloak's really good.
In fact, I end up very happy with the line art of this one because, well, it took time, but I was very satisfied with the final result with this.
No, it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, now we're on to the special bits because there are pre-order miniatures for the Beyond Icestorm and Beyond Red Veil.
Yes, if you during the pre-order period get your copy of the box, it will have an extra miniature. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I think which of the boxes is this gentleman with?
This comes with Beyond Red Veil because the previous CSU came with Icestorm. So if you get your copy of Beyond Red Veil, you will have the CSU male version with the Beyond Red Veil box. These are corporate security units. These are like bodyguards for corporations. Okay, the previous one has a more diplomatic look, like a secretary, and suddenly from her suitcase an SMG came out. You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. This looks more like a heavy reinforcement in terms of security for corporation. This is the guy that comes out of the limousine if things get ugly, you know.
And this is the guy you were talking about having the texture on the coat, is it?
Yeah, also has a very interesting texture inside the coat. Yes, that was I was explaining. Carlos Torres is enjoying now putting textures in certain surfaces, and it works wonderfully in this miniature.
Yeah. It's a houndstooth pattern, so it's a very old pattern called houndstooth. And it's put on the inside the cloak. It actually looks really good.
Cool.
And also when it came the moment for painting such thing, Angel enjoyed very much. He saw the opportunity to make something extraordinary there. So it's something that painters enjoy especially.
Very, very cool. All right, and then for Icestorm, I assume it's this gentleman here, the Authorized Bounty Hunter,
Yeah, this is another Authorized Bounty Hunter that recently they became regular in Imperial Service, guys. Remember about that? I like very much this design and this color scheme. I think it works wonderfully. It looks like a little bit tropical, which is a word that has some meaning in the Spanish meta. And these guys have received a recently upgrade. They can make fighting duo with Miranda Ashcroft in Imperial Service, so they have become a little better now.
These guys are a good choice if you're playing Imperial Service because they're just useful. They bring a lot of stuff to the table in terms of their equipment as well.
Because Wotan, essentially.
Yeah.
Because Wotan.
Because Wotan.
Okay. All right, so the last thing is there's a Gen Con exclusive, I believe, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, we're showing essentially the designs from the Gen Con bundle.
I will pass this to you, Carlos, so you can pick which of these do you want to show off to everybody first.
Okay, first I'm going to show the one that has no miniature yet, okay?
Okay.
Because also check the weapon loadout. It has a lot of weapons over there. Okay, what is this? This is the Intel Spec Op for Ariadna, and specifically is the Grunt version. It's the Intel Spec Op for US Ariadna, an American army that we love. Check out all the weapons that he has over there because he's an Spec Op. And an Spec Op can upgrade his equipment and stats with experience points when you're playing a campaign. Okay.
What is a Chain Colt?
Chain Colt is like a chain rifle but smaller and uses a smaller template.
Okay.
Something like that.
So Chain Colt, the chain rifles are very big. This is the big.
He gets one of those.
Yep. Chain Colt short range template weapon is still quite effective, and you often see it as like a secondary weapon. Knights of Montesa have them now as well. They're good backup weapons, and because they're template weapons, you know they're going to hit.
Yeah, I love the design of it. It looks really cool.
Really
what
cool.
you're seeing there is the color scheme and the helmet option of the regular version that will be released later this year. Okay, but for Gen Con we made a special version of this same guy.
Did you ever?
Did you ever? Yeah,
this guy's amazing.
So
hello.
This much more aggressive, much more
Black Ops.
Yeah, Black Ops guy is the same troop with a different head option and arms and posing, and you can keep on looking at all the weapons that he has access to as an Spec Op.
Yeah.
I love the look of the APHMG.
Yeah, the APHMG is terrifying.
It's beautiful.
The Panzerfaust as well as
I like this Panzerfaust very much. I think
for US
it was great. Very needed for the factions that use Panzerfaust.
It's good.
They look absolutely gorgeous, every last one of them. And I think every last one of them has a well thought out place within the forces that they're meant to go to. You know, that's one thing it's one of those things that a lot of companies have to do is when you're creating a new miniature or a new troop profile, you really have to consider what job is he going to do, who is it going to be fighting, who is it not going to want to see, how do we balance it all in? So I'm going to say this, Carlos, you guys always do a fantastic job of that.
And I'm seeing the things from the inside. You know that these are the starting point for lovely miniatures. It's always a good effort and investment for the company to really pull out concept artwork and have it in a very lovely way, very well presented, and trying to have all the stuff. Many partner companies that work with us ask us constantly for concept artwork like this because they get inspired. They can pull out camo markers from those years. It's an artwork that also give us a very lovely image of quality. We collaborate with many freelance artists, and some of them admit directly that they work with us because they like the stuff. We need some artwork for next week. Okay, I'll do it because I like your stuff. I have tons of stuff to do, but I like very much that you send me lovely dossiers, lovely 3D renders of stuff so I can check out all the details. So some artists do enjoy working with us, and we feel honored because some of them are very talented, and I try always to have very lovely stuff for them because in some way, I should not say this, but some artists get tempted by us. Like, I have a project, I have something so beautiful. Show it to me now. Okay, what are you going to do? Yes, I'll do it. Show it to me. Boom. Oh my God. So we are all geeks, and we like to look at this, and so you won't imagine how many doors a good concept artwork can open for you.
Good for painters as well. Anybody who's doing painting can often use these as a reference.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Carlos, it's always a fantastic thing when you come across for a visit because you always bring things like this, and I'm sure every last Infinity fan out there that knows you're coming across is just going, oh my God, he's bringing more dossiers. So thank you very much. Killian, thank you for joining us as well.
No problem.
Everybody, I tell you what, get your comments in below. Tell us, what do you think of these new concept dossiers for Infinity? Are you looking forward to the Beyond Red Veil and Beyond Icestorm boxes? We'll move on here and we will see you in the next one. Hi everyone, we hope you're enjoying this themed week. Make sure you don't miss any of it by checking out the playlist, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to ding our dong so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, come across and join us on beastsofwar.com for more great gaming content and a fantastic community. Also, get your comments in for your chance to win.